welcome to another Hopcast episode.
Yeah, welcome back, everybody. Appreciate you viewing.
All right, I'm Brad Chmielewski.
My name is Ken Hunnemeder.
And guess who's back?
It's me again, Donald.
This guy, Don, that is basically a co-host by now.
I just won't go away.
Jeez.
But this is another episode in our 50 parts series.
We've done 6 or 7 now.
Something like that, whatever.
This time we're moseying down to Missouri.
Missouri! So, first we're going to start out in O'Fallon, Missouri, and have O'Fallon's Cherry Chocolate Ale.
And then we're going to move on over to Saint Louis.
Saint Louis!
And have Schlafly's Coffee Porter. Or
right.
Coffee Stout.
Coffee Stout.
Beautiful. All right, so we'll start over here with the cherry chocolate with our beautiful Hopcast opener. It works very well.
Don was on the cherry saison episode.
Yes, I was.
So I guess I'm hoping for a little more.
I'm also hoping for more cherry flavor, since once again they put big ass cherries right there on the label.
And it's red.
Yeah, I'm assuming
three cherries.
There's
2.
Oh.
They went 3.
Yeah, so
all right, we'll pour it out.
Here's
see how
hoping.
it goes.
So we got a little more reddish amber color here.
Yeah, like a dark red, a little yellowish around the edges. Not too much
really
head
no
going on.
nope. Still not the
Aroma, I get a little cherry and also a little bit of dirt.
I know.
I'm pretty sure
I'm
that's
getting
not
the
what
cherry.
You smell dirt?
I don't like
it just smells
I don't
funky,
like it.
is what it smells. It's cherry and funk, is it?
It's that cherry. No, it is that chocolate. It's a chocolate covered cherry.
Yeah, it smells like
Yeah.
that, but it's not like
Okay.
a clean chocolate.
No. It's like an old chocolate, like in the package, like you got for Christmas.
Maybe an Odie chocolate.
I'm not loving it. I'm not loving the smell.
All right, well, let's move on and see if it gets better.
Yeah, let's try it.
Alright.
What the hell?
I like a big gust of the smell or the aroma when I drink it, and I don't really like it.
I don't really like it too much either.
Yeah.
It's
I'm not a huge chocolate fan.
It's got more of the chocolate in the finish than in the up front, but
Yeah,
up
like,
front it
way-
tastes like Twizzlers, and then it tastes like chocolate. It's all not good though. Like,
way deep in the finish. It actually does taste like a chocolate covered cherry.
Yeah,
Right.
you definitely get that, like you bit in the juice, squirted out. And, okay, all right, I understand.
But the beer itself doesn't really taste like that. I don't know. It doesn't taste. It kind of falls flat a little bit.
Execution's not good on what they're going for. Someone stole Ken's beer here.
Can I? Thank you.
Everyone
We need to
here-
further dissect this.
Yeah, it's
It's not. We really hated this pizza beer, but it's not.
you really hate
That-
It's not
pizza
totally
beer.
offensive or anything. It's just not all that great.
Yeah, I guess it's what it's going
I
for,
don't-
but
I like the taste more than the aroma.
the aroma's got a weird funk to it.
I think if they're going for cherry chocolate, it should be a stout.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's more
more
ale.
roasty and chocolatey,
Yeah, but it is cherry chocolate ale. I just think that they maybe be able to execute it a little bit better if they went for a stout style.
But,
I concur.
all right, we picked this. You bought a sampler of
Yeah.
4 beers, and we picked this one because we hadn't done a cherry chocolate beer.
It was different,
It
yeah.
was different. We're trying to do something different on the Hopkiss. We know you're sick of the IPAs.
And this is what happens is we
we go down a different path and we don't like it.
I'll tell you one thing that was in the sampler pack was the O'Fallon 5-Day IPA. Really good beer.
and we went with the
So I don't know. Maybe
It's
your
not-
girlfriend might like this or something. I don't know.
I almost feel like Christmas time came around. The brewmaster's wife was like, "I love cherry chocolates. Why don't you brew me a cherry chocolate beer?"
and he's like,
All right.
fine.
Merry Christmas to everyone except for us. So we're gonna move on to the rest of Missouri.
Yeah.
And
we're gonna
get
try
other people to drink these for us.
Yeah, we're gonna try not to judge you by this, Missouri, but
no, seriously, they do have other good beers.
It did what the beer says, just it didn't round off well.
It just wasn't good.
The
they
combination
did what
of
they said they were going to do, but it just wasn't good.
The combination of the flavors don't start or finish.
I feel like Tom
right.
Colicchio.
Yeah.
Shout out! Execution was horrible.
All right, so we'll be back with something good for you out in Missouri.
Hopefully better. All right.
Okay, so we're back for beer number 2 from Missouri.
We got all that crap out of our system.
I had to dump mine out. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I didn't finish mine. I rinsed it out.
Yeah,
I finished mine. I manned up. Belly style.
I don't waste my time.
But what's belly style?
Brad's got precious sober time left here. He's not wasting it on cherry beer.
I'm not wasting.
I tried it. I want to see if Missouri can come up with something better.
They do. They deliver.
They will. Brad and I have had this one before. It's fantastic.
Right. I have to give a big shout out to John Adler for this beer. He brought it back from St. Louis for me. It was either this or the Christmas ale. I love coffee, so I picked the coffee stout.
Nice.
From Schlafly.
Yeah. Let's
All
pour it
right.
up.
Schlafly, whatever.
All right, let's give it a pour.
This poured out pretty dark.
Yeah.
Very dark.
Pretty damn dark.
Little bit of amber highlights
PDD.
happening there.
Right on the edges. Sure.
Right. A caramel brown. head.
Fluffy.
Yeah.
It is an oatmeal stout with coffee.
And the
What it says on
coffee
the
is
bottle.
extremely present in the aroma.
Yeah, it definitely is.
And on the bottle it says this is brewed with the cold toddy process, which I believe, or we looked up, is any coffee brewed cold style. Which, from what I think, is they pour cold water in with the coffee and let it separate
Until it's just steeped
until
all
it's
the way
steeped
through.
ready. Where a French press would be hot coffee or hot water with coffee, and you wait for it to separate, and then you force the separation. Where this, they're waiting for it to separate, and then they remove the grinds.
I think it said it takes anywhere from a day to a week. And
Yeah.
it ends up with a sweeter tasting coffee than the bitter coffee that you would get from.
It was like a hot press takes exactly 4 minutes.
Right.
Like this would be the cold toddy method. Sometimes takes up to a week.
So you're
Just
not
because the water's cold.
you're not gonna brew this in the morning before you go to work.
You might be a tad late.
I'm late. I'm waiting for my coffee.
But
Yeah.
it smells phenomenal if you're
Yeah,
a
it's
coffee fan.
got a
Wow.
I'll be in as soon as my coffee's done.
It honestly smells like just like fresh ground coffee.
Let's go ahead and
almost.
jump on in.
Let's go. So good. I love it.
That's really, really tasty.
That's
Very
actually
much
really
like
good.
the aroma in the flavor.
That's almost like drinking coffee.
Yeah, it really is. It is sweet. It doesn't have much bitterness to it. Like it's
No, I can see where it's a sweeter form of coffee.
Yeah.
from
right.
the
It's a lot
the
It's
sweeter.
toddy
than-
method.
usually how I drink my coffee.
little sweet.
Little sweet.
Yeah, that's actually really good. That's up there with the Furthermore.
Yeah.
I think
What
it's
is that?
surpassed the Furthermore.
Yeah.
in
I'd
my
have to
opinion.
have that again
Question is, would I get
because
fired if I brought this into work.
the furthermore,
Maybe.
we were pretty.
We've been there a while.
We were at the Great Lakes Brew Fest a long time, and we had that. I'd have to have it again. I haven't had it. It's a seasonal beer, so
Right.
I'd have to
But
try it
it's-
again. But
it's-
this is good.
It's actually really good. It's
Really great roasted flavors from the malt that mix very well with the coffee. Not too much hops are getting in the way, which
Right.
you wouldn't want any hops really, I don't think, in this style of beer.
You let the coffee have its bite. And
Right.
The hops
Right.
would have the bite. You let the coffee come through.
You're getting your bitterness from your coffee as opposed to the hops.
if it wasn't carbonated, you could probably blind taste test and fool somebody into thinking this might be
A cold
iced coffee. Yeah, like it's
So you go ahead and open one up. You let it sit on your counter overnight, and you put it in your travel mug when you go to work.
and you've got a beer, but
I
it
think you're
tastes.
drinking.
But
I think you're
it
drinking coffee. You're good.
Because it smells like coffee.
You're good till noon, and then you can have a beer at noon.
Yeah.
So
Depending
Mitchell,
on
I
where
asked
you
you this earlier. Does this have caffeine in it?
Through extensive research that I did
Limited.
earlier,
It's been
and by extensive, I mean
20 minutes.
I searched Google for a little while.
Him and the boys at the lab came up with.
It all depends on what you add and when you add it. If you're adding, depending the amount of caffeine in there would depend on if you're doing whole bean, if you're doing coffee grounds, and when you add everything in. The easiest way would be to actually analyze it and find out if it's got caffeine in it.
I would almost think they made the coffee and then boiled it with the malts and all the hops.
It's also an option that maybe they made their whole brew and then added the coffee during fermentation.
Could be.
Yeah.
So that would keep it. I would assume that would keep the caffeine in it.
Right.
Yeah.
If you boiled the coffee, I think the caffeine might boil
Diminish
away.
a lot, yeah.
I can't actually remember the boiling point of caffeine. Otherwise,
'Cause
I could
coffee's
tell you
hot,
whether or not it would
so-
boil out.
But
it's
you're
not
boiling
boiling.
for a long time.
Right,
here.
yeah.
Coffee
It's
is
a
not
hard
boiling.
boil.
Right.
It depends on temperature, though.
Yeah.
So if the coffee's at it later,
We're
it
getting-
could have caffeine.
We're getting the...
But this is a
This is
fantastic beer,
good.
especially if you're a coffee lover. We've had some people who aren't coffee lovers that still like it, so
Yeah, I was gonna say,
don't be
that's-
turned off.
I just started liking coffee, and this was really good.
And I'm not a fan of coffee, but I do like this. So it's actually
I like coffee.
very
and
good
this.
job.
Like, yeah. Ditto.
I would definitely rather drink this than coffee during the day if I could. at
Oh, me
work.
too.
Yeah, so I mean...
So thanks for joining us out in Missouri.
Right. Missouri redeemed itself.
Yes, Missouri did.
Oh, yeah,
itself.
thank God for St. Louis, because Jesus Christ, whatever else we had was horrible. Thank you, St. Louis.
All right.
Cheers.
Thanks for watching.